This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan? Welcome to your Locked On Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We try it again. Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And oh, what a day, oh, what a night. And a big win for the Padres to even the series at a game apiece with the Boston Red Sox, who have way too many fans at Petco Park this weekend. Get those bums out of there tonight. Oh, what a night. 5-4 in 10 innings. The Pods with the win. They walk it off. Sixth time this season. Ramon Laureano with a chopper that goes over the head of the third baseman into left field, driving in Xander Bogaerts to beat his former team, who he won 2 World Series with. Xander with a homer. Xander with an RBI single. 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Xander walks it off on a hit from Laureano tonight after Robert Suarez blows a save. Michael King comes back, pitches his first game since May 18th. And man, oh man, do we have some things to talk about and unpack tonight. It's Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me a follow, make you holla. And I want to thank you. And I thank you for being here day in and day out. We are free, of course, right after the games on YouTube. You see the handsome face right here. Every game live right after the game on YouTube. You can talk to me in the chat. Come on in, fool. You know what I'm saying? Give us a sub, give us a like, hit that bell so you get the alerts when we're coming your way. And then after the live show, we upload, you download. Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, you name it. Wherever you get the audio podcast, we are here. Then, of course, Roku. You down with OTT? Yeah, you know me. It ain't no OPP at 53. You know what I'm saying? That's as bad as Will Smith, and he just put out a record. So why can't I? Anyway, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Thank you for making us your first watch or listen every day. Myself with the POSTCAST, Javi with the podcast. It's 4-3 the final. The Padres with the win. We are live. We are free. We're kicking it here tonight after a big win for the Pods. What do you say we kick this thing into high gear? Padres POSTCAST, let's roll.
This is what you'll be talking about.
We'll be talking about here tonight. How about Manny Machado, by the way, trying the hidden ball trick tonight? That was pretty funny. Manny tries the hidden ball trick in the third inning. Man, the Red Sox can play defense on the infield too. Rafaela, so many good players on that team. Their first baseman, Toro, what's his name? Abraham Toro, I think it is. Whatever, dude. Those guys can play some D, but Laureano does it again. He's been great. He's a guy you want up there in a contact situation. You can already tell that, Schulte moving him up. And by the way, how good is Roman Anthony to tie the game with that double off Suarez? And Javi and I talked about this on his show the other day. Suarez gives me a heart attack, man. Get the paddles for me. Clear. Every time this dude comes in, I'm like, yo, dude, you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. But, yeah, Ramon Laureano singles in Xander Bogaerts from second. No outs in the 10th inning. Capping a big night for Bogey. He's been en fuego lately, obviously, all the way across the board. But first and second, infield drawn in. Little Baltimore chopper from the guy who was acquired from Baltimore. You see how I did that there? Garrett Whitlock was the victim. Alex Bregman was the guy at third who couldn't get it. And Bogey scores the winning run. Ground rule double. Roman Anthony off Suarez in the ninth. Scores Rafaela. And once he gets on base, it's usually Doc say it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And Laureano with a big, big hit, though, right? And Suarez, by the way, is a guy who just gives you a heart attack every time he literally gets on the mound. You're like, oh, boy, here we go again. And sometimes it goes with the position of closer, right? But Bogey, the homer, RBI single, the walk, and look, Manny Machado cost him a run with a hidden ball trick with a runner on third. After the rundown, Peralta botches the rundown. Earlier, the inning before, a ball to his left off the mound, a slow chopper. He tries to, leaning the other direction, throw home when you need a tag. Peralta needs to go back to finishing school for the fundamentals, man. Wandy is not fundamentally sound out there at all. But Manny tries the hidden ball trick right after that, where you look about what happened in this game. So a run scores on a balk when Manny tries the hidden ball trick. Giolito walked in 2 runs in the 5th inning. It just was one of those crazy games, right? The Red Sox were up 3-2. Fernando hits a leadoff single. Machado and Arraez and Machado, I should say, retired back-to-back. But he walks 4 straight. O'Hearn, Laureano with the bases loaded. Those guys get the easiest RBI of RBIs, right? And Jackson Merrill walks on 4 straight pitches, only 1 strike to Bogaerts before that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, you think about Xander leading off the 2nd inning to tie it at 1 with a homer. He singles Arraez with 2 outs in the 3rd. And, I mean, Duran and Bregman were killing him early in the game. In the 1st and the 4th, they were the ones in the middle of the rallies for the Red Sox to get it going early. But, you know, it's pretty interesting, right? So Manny tries the hidden ball trick, and because Wandy was on the rubber, it's called a balk, and he balks in a run, you know? So then Yoshida hits a grounder to bring in Story, makes it 3-1. But, you know, here's the thing about this team, and I'm going to say this again, all right? We talked about Michael King. Let me just say this real quick, all right, as I look at the box score here. Little cheat sheet, I admit, but let me look at this with Michael King. Down with the King. He goes 2 innings, 57 pitches, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks. Wandy Peralta gives up an earned run in 2 innings. He's clueless out there with the fundamentals. I don't even want to take you through it. Watch the highlights and watch. I mean, seriously, dude. Like, they work on this stuff in spring training, okay? In spring training. How to do a rundown. You run at the runner. He threw it way too soon, and what happens is you have a runner on 3rd. You're in a rundown with him. The runners on 2nd and on 1st base then end up on 2nd and 3rd. The other runner, Bregman in this case, gave himself up, but you're not supposed to let those other runners get the other bases. The inning before, he throws the ball home going against his momentum while moving to his left with no shot to get him when you have to take the sure out. Finishing school, bro. Fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? But let me just take you through this, okay? Because Suarez gave up the run in the 9th, and, you know, he had 2 strikeouts, pitched out of the jam after, and Anthony's a really good hitter, and Suarez does give me a heart attack. But Jeremiah Estrada, 2 innings, scoreless, 5 strikeouts, right? No hits. He's given up 1 hit in 12 innings and struck out, or in his last 5 innings, he's given up 1 hit and struck out 12. No runs, right? So Estrada goes 2 scoreless with 5 strikeouts. Do the math in your head, right? That's 2 innings, 5 strikeouts. Morejon and Miller combined for 2 more innings, 5 more strikeouts. So there you have 4 innings, 10 strikeouts from 3 relievers. Are you following me? Suarez comes in, goes an inning, 2 more strikeouts, gives up the run, but 2 more Ks. Adam, scoreless inning, gets the win, strikeout. So King had 1 strikeout, Peralta had 1, but look at that bullpen. 11, 13, 14 strikeouts. They gave up 2 runs, 1 each for Peralta and Suarez. But look at Estrada, look at Morejon, look at Miller, and look at Adam. Look at this bullpen at work, keeping you in the game, man, keeping you in the game. And then you find a way to break through and win it late. And with the audience surging, I get a chance to remind you we're live on YouTube right after the games with the POSTCAST. After that, wherever you get your podcast, and of course, Roku. But we do have a comment section, and we got some people coming on in. Great win, says Jason Ramirez. Great show. Thank you, Jason, spreading the word. Andrew the GOAT says, I don't think Red Sox going to win this series to take this one. Lucky win, you fools. Red Sox are still going to win this series tomorrow. Ha ha, you fools. A lucky win for you guys tonight. And then Mav the dog says, let's go Pods. A lucky win, huh? Your pitcher kept walking everybody in the world in the 5th inning, and you got a lucky shot off Suarez. I wouldn't call that a lucky win. And by the way, why don't you worry about the Blue Jays? The Dodgers are taking care of them for you. Ohtani homers again, number 40. We'll get to that in a minute. We have to hit the break. Un momento, por favor. And then, of course, we'll give you the turning point, the start of the game. Look ahead to tomorrow with Dylan Cease, trying to get you the series win. You got some big series coming up. But first of all, just to put a bow on this real quick before we hit the break, I just want to remind you that the Padres got 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, and 1 in the 10th. The Sox 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 9th. The Red Sox out hit the Padres 9-7. And we talk about the Padres every night with runners in scoring position. They left 12 on base, and they were 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. But again, the bullpen lights out. Bogaerts gave you just enough offensively. Merrill's still struggling. Fernando had 2 hits and got on base 4 times. Louis Arraez had 2 hits in this game. Of course, Bogaerts 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. Also had the walk, gave you the homer. Laureano 1 for 4, 2 RBIs, including the game winner. Winner, winner, Red Sox dinner. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Mr. Lucky Win guy who came in the chat talking crap when his team got smoked off the field tonight, right? Sox don't have the bully. No, the Red Sox are nothing. You heard me. The Red Sox are nothing. They might as well have traded Jarren Duran and the rest of these clowns before the deadline because they're not even going to make the playoffs. So, yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it, Mr. Red Sox fan. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Hit that subscribe. Smash the bell so you know when we're coming your way. You get the alerts when we have more content coming your direction. And, of course, come on in. Say what up in the comments. And if you're listening after the fact on the auto channels, if you're watching on Roku, welcome to La Familia. It's me, Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _, on social media. We also have Javier Reyes. I do the postcasts after every game. He does the daily show, Locked on Padres podcast. 5-4 the final in 10 innings. Still to come. Turning point still to come. Player of the game still to come. A look ahead to tomorrow when the Padres can win the series with Dylan Cease on the mound. But first, I have the opportunity to tell you about a couple of great companies that love to hook you up because you are with us. And the first one, I always love this one because this is just when I get to start by asking you a simple question, which is, what time is it? What time is it? It is, any guesses? Game time. Have you ever decided, very last minute, like, yo, I want to go to a ball game. I want to take my friends, my family. I want to head out to Petco or wherever it is. And maybe it's game day. You suddenly realize you want to be in the stands, right? That's exactly where Game Time comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, check it out. You can splurge on food. Petco's got the best in the majors. You can get drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you and drown out those Red Sox fans. Game Time makes it possible. Game Time makes buying tickets fast, simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that makes it takes the worry out of buying. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB. Makes it easy to browse the app for an exciting upcoming MLB game, like some of the Dodgers games, the Giants games coming up. I don't know, but if you're tired of endless scrolling, trying to find the best deal, remember there's zone deals. Game Time, best seats in your section for you, and you can look at them all right there in the app before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed with Game Time on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And now I get the chance to talk to you, the opportunity of a lifetime, maybe not a lifetime, but you know I love getting action on the action. Whenever I'm doing anything, I want to multiply, right? I mean, you got the action, might as well get some action on the action. And if you can, get some more action on that action because life, my friends, is about action. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy platform that lets you turn your football predictions into real rewards. Preseason's already heating up. College football isn't far behind. It's the perfect time to lock in your season-long, more or less picks for the 2025 season, all before week 1 kicks off. So whether you got your eye on a big-name QB or a breakout running back, Prize Picks makes it easy to get in the game. I've loved using Prize Picks. I've done it for a few seasons now. So simple. I can get a lineup in while my coffee's brewing. Preseason picks help me get a feel for how the year could go. It's like a fun warm-up for the full season. And you see a lot more starters going to play in the preseason this year because they don't want the first 2 regular season games to be like preseason games. And with Prize Picks, the flex play option, total game changer. Even when one of your picks misses, you still doubled my money. So what you gonna do, brother? You're gonna download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB. You get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play with Prize Picks. Run your game on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team, yours, every single day. That is right, baby. That is right. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Gries at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me follow, make you holla. Oh, the crowd goes wild. Look at this audience right now. Smash that subscribe. Hit the bell so you get the alerts. Coming your way with more content. And then come on in the chat and say what's up. And if you're listening, obviously on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever you get your podcast, welcome. Come on in. Engage with us. Give us a sub. You can ask some questions there as well. Hit the mailbag on YouTube. And we are on Roku. Jason Ramirez, how you like dem apples? Sox fan. I bet you they could even do something great with apples at Petco. Somebody tell me, do they have an apple stand at Petco? Because if they do, it'd be the best damn apple stand in Major League Baseball. 5-4 Padres, 11 innings tonight. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. This one they worked for. They worked for this one, and they become those grinders, man. That's what they do. The Red Sox took a 1-0 lead in the first. Padres tied it, bottom of the second. Xander Bogaerts with a homer. Red Sox scored 2 in the third. The Padres had 1 in the bottom of the third to cut it to 1. The third was when they did the hidden ball trick on Manny tried it, and Peralta was on the mound, so the balk brought in the run. And then in the 5th inning, the Padres scored twice to take the lead. Red Sox, of course, tied it in the 9th, but the whole time through, the bullpen of the Padres, with the exception of Peralta in that 3rd inning. But then you think, because King started the 3rd, and you think of Peralta was not great tonight. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great. Fundamentally, just not all that sound. But then you talk about the dudes coming in after that. I mean, Estrada's been lights out. 5 strikeouts in 2 innings tonight. 5 strikeouts in 2 innings combined for Morejon and Miller after that. And you think about that, Morejon went 2/3 of an inning, and Miller went an inning, and they struck out every out that they could. So you think about that, and that's pretty awesome as well. And then you had Suarez give up the run, but he had 2 more strikeouts, and then Adam pitches a scoreless 10th to get the win and go to 7-3. I think it says 4-3 in the recap, but it's 7-3 for Jason Adam. All right. Audience is surging. Come on in, be a part of the family. All right. And I am Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease 54. We're free on YouTube, free on Roku, free wherever you get your podcast. That's the postcast after every game, immediately after every game. And then Locked On Padres podcast with my guy, Javier Reyes, day in, day out. You know what I'm saying? West Side walk it off. 5-4 the win in 10 innings tonight. Ramon Laureano chops one over the drawn-in infield over Bregman's head at 3rd. And Xander Bogaerts, who homered and also had an RBI single plus a walk. 2 for 4, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. He scored. And by the way, just a random question. Why is Suarez still the closer? And another random question. Why is Jake Cronenworth still the second baseman every day when you could just easily move Arise back to second and put O'Hearn at first, man? Sheets the DH. You could work through those rotations. I don't know why Cronenworth is still playing. The guy's a .230 hitter. I know he plays good defense, but good Lord, come on. You know, you got a 3-time batting champ. You got a big hitter that could play first base. And, you know, I don't know. It is what it is. But an encouraging night, a big win for the Pods. Okay, couple of things to do. Short time to do them in, starting with...
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Man, oh man, the turning point. Robert Suarez gets out of the 9th inning after giving the ground rule double. And that was a big one, right? You think about it, in that top of the 9th inning, and you just knew it. I texted Javi, Suarez, give me a headache, game tied, maybe they win. I just don't have any faith in Suarez at all anymore. I have 0. And you've known this for a long time. Suarez and Cronenworth. I'm scratching my head. Why do we still have Suarez? Should have been traded at the deadline. You have Miller locked up for the next 3 years. Suarez is going to be gone anyway, I would think. But anyway, it's okay. I just don't want to see this team work so hard all year and then Suarez blows one in the postseason. So Rafaela, infield single to 3rd. You know, the dude's just ridiculous. He's mayhem out there. He steals 2nd. Wong strikes out swinging, and then a ground rule double from Anthony. Bregman fouls out to 1st. This was the at-bat of the game. So there's your turning point right there. When Suarez gets Bregman to foul out to 1st, they intentionally walked Jarren Duran, who they desperately tried to pry away from the Red Sox at the deadline and couldn't do it. They even had Dylan Cease in the package, couldn't get him away. But Story strikes out swinging. So Bregman's foul out and the strikeout of Story. You have to give Suarez credit for those, even though I'm ripping him for giving up the game-tying hit, and I should. But the way that he turned it around and the way that he finished that inning, got to give him his props for that. And people make mistakes. You know, people are people, so why should it be? And then, of course, the bottom of the 10th inning, because in the 10th inning, the top of the 10th inning, Jason Adam with the scoreless inning there with a runner starting on second, and then against Whitlock in the 10th, you know what I'm saying? O'Hearn gets intentionally walked, and Laureano singles in Bogaerts with O'Hearn going to second, but that was it. Bogaerts scoring the winning run there. So that was your turning point. And next we have...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I don't know that we have a star of the game as far as the Padres go. And yeah, you know what? I will give a star of the game to a Padre in particular. At first, I was just going to say the bullpen because Suarez gave up the run that tied the game and Wandy gave up an earned run. But listen to Estrada, Morejon, Miller, Adam, and Suarez, with Suarez obviously giving up the tying run in there. But the bullpen in general, Peralta pitched 2 innings and he gave up an earned run. Suarez pitched an inning and gave an earned run. But the combination of Jeremiah Estrada, Adrian Morejon, and Mason Miller, 4 innings, 10 strikeouts for those dudes. And then Jason Adam goes a scoreless inning, adds 1 strikeout to get the win. So 11 strikeouts in 5 scoreless innings for the combination of Estrada, Morejon, Miller, and Adam. Good God almighty. And then your player of the game is Xander Bogaerts, 2 for 4, the solo homer, the RBI single. He had the walk. He scores 2 runs, drives into Bogaerts is your star of the game. And that takes us to tomorrow. And by the way, real quick, I'm going to give you this right now. For tomorrow, you have got Dylan Cease on the bump. He's coming off his best start, one of them. He's had a couple of real good ones in a row, and he's going to take on Brian Bello. Bello is 8-5 with a 3.03. Cease is 4-10 with a 4.60. First pitch is at 110. The Padres are minus 145 on the money line and minus 1.5 on the run line. And real quick, looking at the standings, the Dodgers, of course, won again. So the Ohtani hit his 40th home run. You're 3 games back in the division. Dodgers beat the Blue Jays, by the way, so the Red Sox don't lose any ground. I know old Red Sox fan who's here watching. Shout out Red Sox fan in here watching. I know you'll like to hear that. Meanwhile, the Cubs are 4.5 up in the wild card race, and then the Padres are 2 games up on the Mets. So San Diego 2 games ahead of the Mets. The Mets have lost 10 of 11. They had won 7 in a row until the Padres swept them at Petco. So the Reds are behind the Mets by 2.5 games, but the Mets 2 games behind the Padres, who are in that second slot in the wild card race and in second place in the division. Real quick, hit the comments before we bounce like Mickey Mouse. A little bit long on this show. Oh, there's Andrew the Goat. The Red Sox played stupid baseball tonight. I'm not happy with the Red Sox not being able to sweep the San Diego Padres as a Red Sox fan. And San Diego Ish says, let's go. Andrew the Goat, how many Sam Adams have you had that no one's drank since 1974? Thank you for watching, though, by the way. We love you. And by the way, you know, Bogaerts and Mookie and Devers all in the West out here, and you guys still playing well. I give the Red Sox credit. They do great with the homegrown talent and over the years. And I know a lot about the Red Sox. I grew up in New England in a family full of brain dead Red Sox fans. But I do know this. The Padres can finish off this series with a 2-1 series win tomorrow, 1:10 first pitch. Cease on the mound, and we will be here live right after with the postcast. Thank you for being here. Check out Locked On MLB Game Night as well on YouTube. And don't forget, day in and day out, it's Locked On Padres podcast. Javier Reyes after the games with the postcast. 5-4 Padres in 10 tonight. Yeah, baby. Ramon Laureano, game-winning RBI single to score. Xander Bogaerts, 2 for 4 with a homer and RBI single for Bogey tonight. 1-1 in the series. Pods have won 10 of their last 12. Keep your game tight and your mind right, San Diego. I'll see you tomorrow with your Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Grease, GRIES, @Grease_ on social media. And I am out.